How about out of the box? Welcome back, guys. Hope you're doing well. Look, today we're talking about phone addiction. Phone addiction. Guess what? We all deal with this. I deal with this. I had a talk with the group, 20 of us guys. It blew my mind. Everyone's dealing with phone addiction. We're on YouTube all the time. What are we looking for? What are we looking for? Okay? Look, we talked recently in the past video about slowing down the tempo. Checking the tempo. That actually helps you speed up and get in flow. But the phone interrupts flow. Most of us haven't even slowed down and we're not taking big strokes, so we're not going fast. If you slow down, you speed up. Make haste slowly. Guess what? When you make these choppy strokes like this, you go nowhere. On top of that, with a high tempo, guess what? We're rowing like this. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, we like that. Yep. Let me check the sports. Let me go on Instagram real quick. Oh, yep. Guess what? You're going in circles. What happens? You go in circles. What an analogy, man. Like, what are we doing with our lives? We haven't even if you've slowed the tempo, I mean, we're just going in circles. Right? Look at what I've done. This is my old phone. Every time I would turn it on, this is what I see. This is a tool. By the way, we check our phones on average 110 times per day. Just like this, on and off. Now what I did is also have zero color, which is a thing called Grayscale that I highly recommend that you start to use. For iOS, I'm not sure what it's called. But color in itself has a very alluring effect. Okay, it seems like ripe fruit. Maybe that's how we evolved, to see the beautiful color ripe fruit. So all of this color, man, it's just pulling you in. Once you get rid of the color, you lose the taste. You don't even desire it as much. Okay? I set this to about 12 p.m. and then it turns on. And then I usually turn it off again. We've got the phone in the gym. Okay? One oar. We're rolling with one oar. In the gym, we're supposed to be focused, dude. Focused. Not checking between sets. When we go out on dates, we're trying to form a bond. When we are in relationships, when we're hanging out with a loved one, this is there. It's the apple of our eye. It's it's the epicenter of our life. And it's ruining us. It's distracting us. We have to use this for what it is, a tool. It's one of the most powerful tools of all of the human existence. Since the beginning of time, this right here, the individual has more power than ever before. This was not made for entertainment. It was made for it to be a tool. Okay? You have to use it as a tool. Just like me, man, I got to use this as a tool. Let's be honest, guys. Like, it's tough. It's very addicting. And so, if we can learn to use this as a tool, we can make our life way better, or we can ruin our life if we're going to use it for entertainment. So, I know one of the things that we do is we go on YouTube and we constantly look for information. We want to know. We think that the more we know, the better we are. But guess what? Knowing stuff isn't really knowing. Like, if you have to remember it, like remember a technique, remember a tip, that's not really knowing. Unless you implement it immediately or test it in the field, then you don't really know it. You don't really have skin in the game. So it's just pumping our heads full with all this stuff, and then we try to go out here, and guess what? So much of it, we try to commit to our memory, and we remember, and that makes us rigid. And it doesn't allow for a natural charisma to come out of the spontaneity. A sort of like water, my friend. You have to be like water. You have to go with the flow in life. You can't be in here with all of the theory. And I know for many of us, because it happened to me and I've talked to you guys, that is one thing that we're dealing with, all of this theory, and we're feeling paralyzed. Paralysis by analysis. We're getting paralyzed by all of these thoughts and all of these theory that's in our head. We feel like we're so rigid and it's hard. We get anxious. Let it go. Miyamoto Musashi, the samurai, one of the greatest samurais in the world. Every battle that he would go to, he would bring a new weapon. Just like us. We can't bring the same knowledge to every life scenario. We got to have different. We got to blend. We got to flow, adapt. So what he would do is the first time he would bring a mace. And then the second time he would bring a sword. Shing, shong. And then the third time he would bring a samurai sword. Or nunchucks. And then the very last battle, he showed up to the other greatest swordsman in the world. There's a duel happening. So the other guy says, where's your sword? He said, I don't need a sword. I got this oar. He said, I got an oar. And he bashed his head in with an oar. Okay, you have to adapt. So be careful. This thing is seductive. Use it as a tool. That's all I got to say. And take the preemptive measures to keep yourself using it as a tool. Be a master, not the slave. All right? I'll see you guys soon. Peace.